Hi, I'm Renarta Clanton Moyd. I'm the communications specialist with the Cumberland County Schools and your host of Get Connected. Now, after November's sexting and cyberbullying show, we heard an outcry from parents across this community wanting to know more about sexting and its legal ramifications. Now, in response, Cumberland County Schools Superintendent Dr. Frank Till hosted 3 dialogue sessions for concerned parents across the district. And what parents learned is that, according to statistics, nearly 40% of all teens have posted or sent sexually suggestive messages. These actions can come with life-altering consequences. Now, as a result, the Cumberland County Schools has launched a No-Sexting campaign to educate students and their parents. This show is part of that effort on this edition of Get Connected.
Calls me googly eyes.
And you know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you're beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. Our whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
Thanks.
And then from this angle, it all makes a star.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore.
Show up
And frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy, and giving up impossible.
And then we're gonna turn the lights and everybody look up.
I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought.
What's your reaction? Yeah! Yeah, exactly.
And unconventional methods
Okay, what else?
common.
Little tadpoles, frogs, this is their world.
There's nothing.
And then they die. Go ahead, go, go, go.
I'm a teacher. I make more.
Did you find the flashlight and the batteries?
Yes.
Did you make sure we're not missing anything in the first aid kit?
Yup.
Did you go through the plan with the kids again?
Yes.
The more you prepare today, the more you'll be able to reduce the devastating effects of a tornado, an earthquake, a power outage, or any other disaster. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed. Visit ready.gov.
In an attempt to communicate with parents, the Cumberland County Schools hosted 3 parent dialogue sessions in January and February. While district initiatives and how the school system communicates with households was discussed, it was clear to see that teens sexting was a major concern for parents.
I just want to make sure that they're not being persuaded or pressured into putting images online that would be there forever. And I want to make sure that I'm doing all the right things at this age to get them to where they'll know what to do later when the temptation comes and the peer pressure comes and they're forced with those decisions.
I feel like our parents will really benefit from is about the sexting. You know, a lot of our kids are doing things, really, and they don't understand the magnitude or the seriousness of it. So it's important what he, expressed tonight about some of the legalities that can come up, because a lot of our parents as well as our students don't know. So it's great information for myself to share with my other teachers as well as my students, so that I can make sure they're well informed about the different things that they can get into when dealing with sexting.
Nearly 40% of all teenagers have posted or sent sexually suggestive messages. 17% of sexters share the message they receive with others, and 55% of those share them with more than one person. 61% of all sexters who have sent nude images admit that they were pressured to do it at least once.
Sexting is sending a partially nude or nude image to someone and you are under the age of 18. So you have either self-produced this image and then you have sent it to someone else, so that is creating and distributing it. But long story short, it's taking a nude or partially nude image and then digitally distributing it or transferring it to someone else.
But a lot of parents out there tend to think, my child would never do this. Do you ever see that?
A lot of parents do believe this, but we all think about when we were young as well. There are things you may not have told your parents that you did, or you went to see this friend or not. A lot of kids, even if the parent is keeping the digital device away from them, the phone, the tablet, etc., they are going to access it potentially through their friends. So if they don't have an iPhone, but their friend does, they'll use that phone at school and do that activity, but then return home and the parent doesn't see it, and they're still, genuine and, hi, yes, the child is so nice. Yet, kind of grandmas and aunts and others who buy something for their child or for their niece or granddaughter at Christmas and say, oh, well, I didn't put internet on it. I got them this Kindle, but I didn't put the web plan. They're failing to realize there's something called Wi-Fi, where the child can then go stand behind Walmart or Starbucks or somewhere who has a free Wi-Fi signal, still get online, but then come home and be like, I wasn't online today. And they may have then taken those pictures off on a thumb drive or thumb drive or jump drive, something like that. It's happening because the children are either pressured to or peer pressure, boyfriends, girlfriends, things like that. But the kids are doing it because of, we see a lot of peer pressure is normally the reason. Some are self-producing because of an insecurity and they want approval from their peers. But that is a lot of the terms of the times it is happening, and the child is not expressing this to the parent, just to their friends. Without seeing research, media may be influencing this as well, with the hypersexualized culture that kids see in music videos and on TV nowadays. They may think this is normal to do so. So it's easier for them to engage in it versus it being taboo.
Here are two real-life stories.
This is the biggest mistake of my life.
19-year-old Allie is talking about sexting, and it's something you've probably been hearing a lot about lately.
Sexting.
If you've ever sent or received sexually provocative pics, you should know that there's a thin line between private flirtation and public humiliation.
You wouldn't think that something could spread that far that fast.
This is where I went to high school. In the beginning of high school, things were good. I got good grades. I had a lot of friends. I was popular. I had a boyfriend. And I was a really good girl. My sophomore year, me and my boyfriend broke up, and I was upset about it because when you're young, you think like, oh, I'm gonna be with this person forever. 1 month after we broke up, he sent me a text message that he would get back together with me if I sent him a naked picture.
Even though nearly everyone has heard of sexting, a lot of you aren't really sure what it is.
Sexting isn't flirty talk or even dirty talk. Sexting is sending sexually explicit photos from your cell phone or computer. So when Allie's ex-boyfriend asked her to send him a naked photo, he was asking her to sext him.
After the breakup, I was feeling rejected and extremely vulnerable. Having him ask me for the picture, it made me feel wanted again. Even though it was completely out of character for me, he just did it. The picture getting out never crossed my mind.
Once Allie sent the photo to her ex-boyfriend, the ball was in his court. He could forward, delete, or keep the photo to himself. But 1 in 5 sext recipients say they forwarded the images on to someone else.
The next day was a cheerleading competition at the high school. We were in the stands, and a kid was sitting behind us, and he pulled out his cell phone, and he was like, "Isn't this you in this picture?" And that's when we realized he ended up sending it to everybody in his contact list.
I didn't think that I had anyone to talk to about what was going on in my life, all the bad things, all the feelings I had for myself, just normal teenage feelings. So I just met someone online that I didn't know, and he said that basically the grass was greener on his side. I first met him on one of the private chat rooms where you just talk to like so many people, and then I would make my own, and then we talked from there. And that progressed for about a month. Well, I knew from the start that he was how old he was. I didn't even think that we'd have a relationship. He was like a stranger, and you can tell stranger things that you're never gonna meet, stuff that you couldn't tell your friends. He was saying you're not worthless, you can come over here, I'll take care of you until you can, basically take care of yourself, and you won't have to deal with that anymore. And I just thought that was so much better than staying where I was. Well, the second time I ran away, I didn't want to, but I knew if I didn't, there might be like a little more trouble, because he came to my house, and I get this call from someone else that he talked to online, and she said that he was outside waiting for me. Told my mom I was going to go out for a walk for a little while, and then I took off. I would rather went to my friends, which would have accepted, because I didn't know at the time that most of them were going through the same thing I was. I was gone it was about 2 days, and then they caught us at another bus terminal. They finally charged him with taking a minor over state lines, and he's right now sitting in prison. It was scary because he called me, because then he knew where I lived. He knew what my phone number was, so when he gets out of prison, he could just call me right back again and start this all over again. Well, he said he'd done it before, but he never got caught. So the only thing that's in my mind is, where are they at? Where were the past people that he's met before? If you say that it's not going to happen to you and you keep progressing more and more, then it's eventually going to happen to you whether you want it to or not, because you never know who that person is or what that person's capable of, because he could one day just show up, or he or she show up at your doorstep just waiting for you. When you're getting over your head, you're thinking, oh no, my parents will know what I'm doing. I can't tell them. They'll get mad. I'll get in trouble. Well, don't think of it like that. Think of it as if you keep talking to this person over the internet, you don't know what they're capable of. Yeah, there has been different scenarios played in my mind of what happened and what could have happened, and the one that did happen, I was lucky that I'm not dead on the side of the road right now, 6 feet under. That's how I feel about it. I can't believe I did this. Why did I do that for? All these things. If it's like a fairy tale that never happened. It's very scary.
Sexting can spiral out of control past the schoolyard into the hands of predators through a relatively new form of online sexual exploitation called sextortion.
Sextortion is something we are seeing now where sexting has occurred, yet just like extortion, where someone tries to blackmail you for money, etc. Let's just put sexting and pictures in place of that blackmail and money. So, hypothetical example, there's a 14-year-old and they've been talking to another 14-year-old online. They develop some type of relationship and they may sext or exchange pictures with each other. One day, the 14-year-old on the other end pops up to be a 52-year-old man. He says, now that we have exchanged pictures, our social media sites, I know your friends, you know my friends, or etc., I am going to expose you to these people if you don't continue to send me these pictures. And then the child is locked in, because then, oh my gosh, if I go tell someone, I'm gonna get in trouble for this. Oh, I know about sexting. Oh no. But then this person is dangling these pictures in front of you and saying, if you don't give me more, I'll make it worse for you. And then the child is locked in. So they're being extorted for sexual pictures. It's a very serious thing, because you're kind of bringing in predators as well into the equation of sexting, and now you have extortion as well. So it's a pretty serious thing, and once a child gets into it, they feel as if they can't get out of it. And then we've seen some instances where the child doesn't want to tell their trusted adult or parent because they believe, oh, this is going to get me in more trouble, they're going to take my phone, etc. But yet, there's this unknown person who has nude images of you on the other end, which is even worse. So it's best and forthcoming for the child to go to a parent or trusted adult.
As you can see, this is a serious problem, not only in our community, but across the nation. We'll learn more when Get Connected returns.
So, do you think she's gonna do it?
I don't know. Why wouldn't she?
I don't know. Maybe she thinks you're gonna spread him or something.
Why would she think that? She's in love with me.
Are you sure this is a good idea?
Well, it's not like we're gonna get caught.
He's trying so hard to make me do it.
Are you gonna do it?
No, of course not. Well, I could always make him think that I did it. What should I say?
Say, hey.
I already said that.
Okay, ask him what he's doing.
I already asked him that.
Ask him about his garden.
What?
Like more personal, like what kind of flowers he grows.
No. Never mind, I know what to say.
Bro, look.
What are you wearing? Oh, dude, what are you gonna say?
Yeah, I don't know.
Say, like, I'm in my Speedo.
Why would I be in my Speedo?
Girls like that, dude.
What girls?
How do you think Michael Jackson got married?
Do you mean Michael Phelps?
Why is he in a Speedo?
Maybe he's trying to be more attractive?
Alright, I'm just gonna speed this up. Here, hold the camera.
What are we doing?
I'm gonna make him do it.
I'm uncomfortable.
Just do it.
Is that what I think it is?
I think that's a bottom.
Well, now what?
I have to send one back.
No, you don't, dude.
Yes, I do. That's how this thing works.
Are you sure?
Would I lie to you?
Remember when you told me that Hillary Duff went to our chess club?
Yeah?
You lied to me.
Should I do this or not?
Oh!
Sexting is the sending or receiving of sexual pictures or sexually suggestive messages.
Unfortunately, it is a growing problem in the modern world of social media.
With the age of consent being 18, we urge teenagers to refrain from any participation in sexual messaging.
It is punishable by law. Anyone can see anything on the internet. If it's something you wouldn't want your relatives to see, keep it to yourself.
Or else have a visit from your local police or me, Sexting Cop.
Yes, I am.
Give it to him hard.
No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why are you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Hey, I'm Anderson Cooper. As a parent, you want to make sure that your child knows how to deal with bullying when they see it happening. And chances are they want to help, but they don't really know how. Teach them that the best thing to do is calmly walk away, find a teacher or other adult, and speak up. And do your part. Be that adult they can talk to and trust will listen. Join me to help stop bullying. Go to stopbullying.gov to find out more.
Hi, welcome back to this special edition of Get Connected, where we're exploring sexting and how it's destroying the lives of some young people. Now, back to our program. The Cumberland County Schools has launched a no-sexting campaign titled Keep It 100.
Well, I think the parents are afraid right now if they're taking it seriously, and I hope out of the effort that maybe we can help relieve some of the pressure off them by talking to the children, the students themselves, and using our young people to do that, so that the parent who doesn't feel comfortable with setting parameters, and maybe we can help them set those parameters and give them some protection from what we shouldn't have to protect them from.
Elements of the campaign are part of a sign language series that encourages real talk. The most important being, sexting is a felony, felonies are forever.
And I think that a lot of people don't know what a felony charge looks like. Now, you said it's serious, but what does it look like? Does it look like your officers coming to the school, arresting you?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Okay,
we're talking when a person is charged with a felony. When a person is charged with a misdemeanor, we will go to the school and make that arrest. The difference is a felony charge is that higher level of charge that again requires more jail time, more prison time. It's going to require attorneys for the family to ensure that the person charged is fairly prosecuted. But it's a charge. It's a different charge than a felony. But a felony is a robbery, a felony is a rape, a felony is a murder, and a felony is child pornography, sexting. So all of these things carry a great deal of gravity, a great deal of weight in the court system and in the judicial system. The judicial system and the police department is part of that. We don't look at this lightly. So parents need to really have hard conversations with their children. They need to help them understand the long-term effects of what's going to happen to them, many of the things I've just shared with you, but also given the fact that it can't be taken back.
Here are some tips to help you start a conversation with your child about sexting. Have you ever received a sexual message or nude photo on your cell phone? Has anyone ever asked or pressured you to send a nude photo or sexual photo? Do you think it's okay to send sexy images? Why? What could happen if you send or forward nude pictures? How likely is it that images and messages intended for one person will be seen by others?
But good open communication about what a healthy relationship is, the consequences of sexting and sharing nude pictures online builds trust with the child, and therefore can build confidence and empower them that if they're faced with that situation, they'll make the right decision when that time comes.
Some parents have never heard of ghost or vault apps. They often look like a calculator designed specifically to hide online activity from, in this case, parents. So what can parents do? You could look for duplicate apps on your child's phone, like 2 cameras or maybe 2 calculators. Check out new apps, especially those that have access to the phone's camera. Use parental controls so that you have control over what's being downloaded. Parents, here are 5 ways to be smarter than your child's smartphone. Number 1, be a parent and a resource. Establish clear guidelines, including time limits and consequences for inappropriate behavior, but be open so your child will come to you with any problems. Number 2, set up password protection. Now, this will keep everyone but you and your child from accessing personal information stored on the phone. Number 3, update the operating system. New versions often contain important security fixes. Number 4, understand location services. GPS features are useful when using maps, but you'll want to disable location tagging when your child posts anything online. And finally, approve apps before they are downloaded. Make sure you understand their capabilities and approve their content. But most importantly, talk with your child. In that real talk conversation, don't forget to remind them that sexting is a felony and felonies are forever.
So if a child or if a young person receives a photo or a video, they need to delete that message right away, and then they need to let their parents know. And the parents then should call 911, and we will send an officer out. We'll take a report, we'll turn that over to our special victims unit. The only way to let us know and get us involved is to call 911. Interestingly, a lot of folks say, well, I don't want to call 911 because it's not an emergency. I don't know of a greater emergency than a situation like this involving a young person. So we want folks to call 911.
We hope you have learned more about sexting and will take the time to start a conversation with your child about the seriousness of this growing problem and its lifelong consequences. Thank you for joining us for this special edition of Get Connected. Good night.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.